Before we get started with some watercolour, I'm just going to show you some of the basic techniques. So as you get more familiar with it, you might be able to predict a little bit more how the watercolour is going to react, the more water or less water that you use. The first technique I'm going to show you is wet on dry. So that's wet brush on dry paper. The second is dry brush. Dry off your brush, tissue or paper towel. Brush on some colour. You can see much less watery. Then we are going to do a flat wash. Now a flat wash, we are trying to get the colour nice and even. So you might go sideways as well. There we go. Flat wash. Then we want a graded wash. So this is where we go from dark to light. So think of like a tone or a colour melt. So starting off dark and we get lighter and lighter. We can try that again underneath. Go dark, maybe add a bit more water as you let it flow along, and get lighter as you go. You can use a bit too much water there. I've got my blot. Go a bit darker up this end again. So you want it to look like a colour melt going up, darker to lighter. There's too much water on that bit. We might call this one blotting. Just doing a lot of blotting, you get that effect. We're going to try wet on wet. So this one, we are going to paint the paper first with the water, and then we are going to add the watercolour. You can see how it disperses. Quite fun pushing the colour around. Wet on wet. And then we are going to do what's called variegated colour. So this might be where we add in some other colours. So variegated various. So you might go use a different brush, I think. We might go blue up one end. Do you know what makes purple? Blue and red. So I might add some red up this end. And for a bit of fun, what I like to call splat or splatter. Now to try and control this, don't do a big backswing or you'll just get it all over your face. I like to hold my finger and just do little taps. So you need quite a bit of water on your brush and we can splatter the paint like that. So we've got wet on dry paper, just a dry brush. That's good for doing detail. Flat wash, trying to get it even. Graded wash, going from dark to light. You can use the blotting. Wet on wet, so paint your paper wet first and then you'll get all these different tones of the one colour. And then variegated colour. So don't mix all the rainbow colours together, it'll go a murky brown, but think about tonal, think about what colours make those and you'll get nice variegated colour in there. So there's some basics of watercolour to get you started.